Hey everybody, I'm Random Frank P, and welcome to my full-out review of the Steelseries Apex M800 keyboard, Steelseries RGB equivalent keyboard on the market right now. It's been getting a lot of hype recently. It's become now more available to the public. They ran out of stock very quickly. We finally have our hands on it. Going to be putting it for the test for you guys, doing a full review. And stay tuned, make sure you hit subscribe, because very shortly I'm going to be making a full comparison with the Steelseries Apex M800 versus the Corsair Gaming K70, as well as the Razer Black Widow Chroma. So two separate head-to-head comparisons coming up very soon. But let's get into this review right now. First off, out of the box, something out of the ordinary of your standard keyboard right there greeting you when you open it up. It has a nice thickly braided USB cord with two USBs at the end. One is for powering the keyboard, and the other USB is going to be for powering the two USB outlets on the top of the keyboard, so you can plug in, like a USB dongle, a flash drive, your mouse to the top of the keyboard. You also find two rubberized feet. These are actually going to be bigger feet, or you could swap it out on the bottom of the keyboard to elevate its backside, as well as different keys for if you're using this on a Mac. You can switch out the Windows key for a command key and stuff like that to make it more personalized for your OS experience. The first thing I'm going to address are the key switches. On the SteelSeries keyboard, they are not MX Cherry compatible, meaning you cannot use MX Red or MX Blue keycaps with these, as well as the stem. The stem is not MX Red, Blue, or Brown, so you're not going to get that full-out clickiness like you would in a red or a brown switch. But that's okay, because it is still technically a mechanical keyboard, even though it feels kind of different. In this particular M800 Apex keyboard, they have their very own specialized linear switches. As you can see, the linear stem right here with the LED light directly in the middle. The key stem itself is 3 millimeters tall, and it only needs to be pushed down 1.5 millimeters to be actuated. And with that being said, they are boasting this is one of the fastest mechanical keyboards on the market, coming in at around 25% faster than traditional mechanical keyboards, since the travel distance is going to be much less when you're pressing down, a lot less than you would to bottom out on a different kind of key switch. And yes, the keycaps are actually shorter than a traditional MX keyboard, where they are much taller and elevated, but I found it was a kind of a nice sweet spot between, my Corsair Gaming K70 and the chiclet keys on my MacBook Pro. I had no problem switching right over, and just the transition to a smaller keyboard with these smaller keycaps wasn't really that hard. And how can we forget that massive space bar there? Pretty much the thickness of 2 space bars, so depending on how you rest your palms or how your hands are positioned on the keyboard, you're not going to miss that space bar at all, no matter where you press. And two things that I really like about this keyboard that other competitors don't actually have on theirs is the addition of the macro keys on the left side and the USB ports on the top of the keyboard. To me, I think those are two great additions. Having macros in your keyboard is great for gaming, or if you're editing photos, videos. You can pretty much find a use for any sort of macro set with no matter what you're doing. So big bonus for that, and having the USB ports on top is great for saving space and clutter. That's going to lead us into the LED lights. As I mentioned earlier, the LED light is positioned directly in the middle of the key stem, and it's going to push the LED lights up onto the bottom of the keycap. And the lights are actually fairly bright, definitely one of the brightest keyboards that I've seen in terms of the RGB market right now. And of course, none of the LED features would be possible without the software. So you have to go and download the SteelSeries Engine 3 software to be able to configure the lights, make it do whatever color combination, whatever function you want to do. And actually, their software is very easy to use, self-explanatory. It's going to get you to be able to make your own certain combinations for lighting effects and colors, and they have a bunch of preset ones, so you can be on the run and plug it in and just have a really cool combination within less than really 2 or 3 minutes once you figure it out. So big props to SteelSeries for making the software extremely easy and simple to use for the consumers, but like I said, they have a ton of really cool presets already that you can keep building on and adding to. So I like the really cool disco thing. I think it accentuates the LED lights really well. So you can pick that and you can keep adding and changing it up to make it how you want, your own sort of customized special effect. But their presets are really cool. They've done for FPS, MMOs, different lighting effects, different waves, all sorts of really cool effects that you can have just like that the second you plug it in. And like I mentioned, making your own custom effect or wave is very simple. You can achieve pretty much any color combination, any effect that you can think of very simply. Not to mention, you'll be able to see the really cool LED lights on the sides of the keyboard. That also is integrated with the software, so whatever you apply to the keyboard keys, it will be on the side, as well as a Steelseries logo. So all in all, for the price, I would highly recommend this keyboard if you're looking to upgrade your keyboard or you're looking to get in the RGB mechanical keyboard market. However, the one thing I'm going to say is this does not feel like a mechanical keyboard. It feels to me more like a rubber domed keyboard. For some people, it's a deal breaker, but honestly, it's still considered a mechanical keyboard, and you know, it's really not that big of a difference if you haven't been exposed to this or you're not a big mechanical keyboard enthusiast. Just wanted to put that out there. It's going to bother some people, but for most, it won't. Alright everybody, I hope you enjoyed my little review and overview of the Steelseries Apex M800 RGB mechanical keyboard. Like I said, if you haven't already, hit subscribe. I've got the comparison between this and the Corsair Gaming K70, which I have right here, and the Razer Black Widow Chroma Edition keyboards. That's coming out very, very soon. You definitely don't want to miss those. Put them all head to head, see how they compete. If you liked the video, if it helped you out, if it helped you make a purchase decision, give the video a thumbs up and comment down below. Tell me if you're going to get this keyboard or what keyboard you have now, if you're looking to upgrade, and tell me your thoughts on the keyboard itself in the description down below. If you like, you can also hit me up on Twitter at RandomFrankP. I'm always on Twitter doing channel sneak peeks and updates and engaging with my fans, so you can follow me on there at RandomFrankP. And that's going to do it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the review. Have a good day. One is for plugging it. You're not going to do that right now. Don't give me shit. I'm filming a review. I'm filming a review.